This year is being dedicated to Leilui Nishmas, Maris Rochalea, Reb Chaim Tzvi. Well, now I'm Yirtzeh Hashem going to begin learning Perek Kafted and Perek Lamed in Sefer Breshit, the whole inyan of the Leidat Shvatim, the birth of the Shvatim, the marriage, first really the marriage of Yaakov Avinu to Leah Imenu, to Rachel Imenu, the birth of the Shvatim, and the names that they're given, and the reason for their names. So as we begin learning together, we've seen already in the past that the Perek begins, Perek Kafched in Parsha Vayetze, begins Vayetze Yaakov in Beersheva Vayelech Harana. Yaakov Avinu is running away from Esav. He leaves Beersheva and he goes to Haran, and there he Vayifka V'makom Vayalan Sham. He has a dream, the dream of the ladder, and it's a dream wherein HaKadosh Baruch Hu promises him that he will be with him and he'll return him in safety back to his father's place. And Yaakov Avinu makes a neder, and this is the end of the previous parak, Pasuk Kaf Beg. Va'even hazod asher samti matzeva, and this stone that I made as a matzeva, yeh beit Elokim, it will be a house of God. V'chol asher titein li, and all that you give me, Yaakov Avinu promises, aser asrenu lach, he'll give meiser. That's how the previous parak ends. Now let's pick up with our parak. Vayisa Yaakov raklav, literally, and Yaakov lifted up his feet. Vayelech, and he goes artza b'nei kedem. And when he goes there, Vayar, he sees v'hinei be'er basadeh, v'hinei sham shlosha dreitzon rosim aleha, and he sees by this be'er that there are 3 flocks of sheep that are mingling there. Kimina be'er hi yashku adarim, because it's going to be from this be'er that from this well that the flocks will drink. Va'evim dola pia be'er, and there's a big stone on the well. V'neasfu shama kol darim, and when all the flocks would arrive, v'galu evim al pia be'er, then they would take off the stone. V'ishku et tatzon, then they would feed the sheep. V'shivu evim al pia be'er l'mkoma, then return the stone. And then vayomer lehem Yaakov, so Yaakov then turns to these shepherds, Achai, my brothers, ma'ayin atem, vayamru mecharan anachnu, where are you from? And they say from Haran, and the story continues how ultimately he meets Rachel at the well, his dialogue with Lavan about whom he should marry, the marriage of Leah, then the marriage of Rachel, and the birth of the Shvatim. Okay, my friends, so let's begin. This is a tremendous amount of Mefarshim on this parak, tremendous amount of Musar Haskel, tremendous amount of insights, and Mirta Hashem, we will be learning this for quite a number of sessions. Let's take a look at the pasuk at hand. Pasuk Aleph. Vayisa Yaakov raglav vayelech artza b'nei kedem. So obviously there are a number of questions on this one pasuk. When we compare it to Vayetze Yaakov in Beersheva vayelech harana, that's more of a general way of describing how leaving one place and going to another. What is this expression of Vayisa Yaakov raglav? Yaakov lifted up his feet, or his feet were lifted up. How do we understand this expression? That will be our first question, Mirza Hashem, on this pasuk. And the second is, Vayelech artza b'nei kedem. Why does it not say Vayelech harana, as it did previously? What is the idea of artza b'nei kedem? What are we to learn from this? So if we begin on Vayisa Yaakov raglav, we start with Rashi. So Rashi tells us, Mishenit baser b'sarat tova, when he heard the good news, Shuftach b'shmirah, that Hashem had just promised him, as we mentioned in the previous pasuk, that Hashem promised him that he would be with him. Nasa libo et raglav, his heart lifted his feet. V'nasa kalo lacha, and this is based on the Medrash and Breshit Rabbah. So Vayisa Yaakov raglav, it's as if he was really excited that he now had this promise of going, and he became light-footed. He felt really good. Vayisa Yaakov raglav, he was able, because of the simcha, this joy of this promise of shmira, that his worries were taken care of, that he was able to lift up his feet. The Rashbam, Vayisa Yaakov raglav, says the same thing. Mitoch shivticho HaKadosh Baruch Hu halach b'simcha u'b'mrutza. We took a look at the Sforno, however. Vayisa Yaakov raglav, Hine kishayelech adam midato amakom mechuvan meito. When a person is going to a place which is where they intend to go, yitzak alav shuno seit raglav, then he carries his feet. Aval kasher yisa me'evzim makom beli Ein shama noach lekaf raglo, but if he's going to a place where he doesn't A, want to leave where he's going to, or B, doesn't want to go to where he is going, yitztak alav shraglav nosot oto, then his feet are carrying him. So vayisa Yaakov raglav, the question is he carrying his feet or his feet carrying him? Does he want to go to this particular place or not? It's very interesting when we take a look at the Abarbanel on page 133. The Abarbanel points out on the left-hand side, around 12 lines up from the bottom, V'hinei amar vayisa Yaakov raglav, Lefi shaya kol kach hashkol lashevet b'makom ha'u. Yaakov Avinu's feet had to carry him because he didn't want to leave this place. Bavur hamareh shera'ah shama, because of the great vision that he just beheld at this site. He realized that this was going to be the house of God. This was going to be the